Welcome to New Teacher Big Impact, the live experience. I'm two-time Teacher of the Year, Daryl Williams Jr., and full transparency, I'm not live right now. And the reason why is because it is the end of the school year and I am currently, at the time of recording this, or at the time that you're watching this, I'm actually at an end of year party. But I wanted to make sure to go live for the community. And the reason why is because last week I released a series of shorts, a series of reels that went viral. And what I was addressing was how to quiet your noisy class. And it was a 7-part series on how to quiet your noisy class. And there were so many comments saying that they, Facebook and Instagram kind of messed it up and put them out of order. So they're like, I watched part 1 and I couldn't find part 2. And then I saw part 4 and I couldn't find part 6. Like it was just all over the place. So I decided I want to give you, and I want you to be able to learn the full strategy of how I quiet my noisy class in the most effective way I know how to do it. So I'll just give you the full 7-step series just embedded in one video. You guys can watch that. So right now I want you to see the best way I know how to quiet your noisy class in a way that actually works. I don't normally let comments get to me, but when they do, I make response videos. So I said that my favorite way to quiet your noisy class is to first turn your students' voices off before you turn yours on. That's my #1 tip. And so many people in the comments were like, no, it's not gonna work for my students. That's not gonna work. It's easier said than done. Post-pandemic, Listen, I realized that what happened was you saw a 30-second clip and you thought that a strategy was going to fix your entire classroom, and that's not the case. Understanding the principles of effective teaching, that's how you help turn your classroom around. So I'm going to go through it and I'm going to show you how to turn student voices off so that you can turn yours on, and then you can give them the information that you need to give them. And I'm just going to take my time with it, right? So I don't know how many parts this is going to be, but for those who are really interested and really care about quieting your class and keeping them quiet and doing it effectively, check this out. The first thing that you want to do is decide on an attention grabbing signal. The attention grabbing signal is going to have to be something that vibes with your uniqueness, who you are. For me, I'm a call and response kind of person. So when I say dream, you say big, dream big, dream big. When I say live, you say right, live right, live right. When I say build, you say skills. That's just me and who I am. Some people, they raise their hand. Some people, they have a bell that they press it. Some people have a gong, some people have a whistle. Some people, like an attention grabbing signal, something that I'm gonna do that when I do it, it means I need your attention. The first thing that you do is you communicate that with the students to let them know, when you see me do this thing, that means I need your attention, because what I'm about to share with you is very, very valuable and you need to understand it, right? So that's the first thing that you do. The second thing that you do, you then do the thing, right? You use the attention grabbing signal when you need students' attention. You don't just want to go stand and start talking at the front of the class while you have a pocket of conversation over here, students doing things over there, people aren't really paying attention. If you start talking when other students or when students are talking, that communicates to them that what I'm saying is not that important. You keep doing your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and whoever gets it, gets it. And that's not holding all students to the high expectation. So what we want to do instead is we want to make sure that we turn their voices off by using your attention grabbing signal. And this is where people got frustrated. They're like, that's not going to work, because that's where people stopped. And they thought that that's all I was saying. No, I never said to use your attention grabbing signal and then wait for students to be quiet. I'm waiting. I never said that. That's 100% not me. I don't even support that. I don't think that strategy works for most people, right? Because you'll be waiting forever. What you then do after you give the attention grabbing signal is, before we get to the next step, I think now would be a good time to remind you about New Teacher Big Impact, the podcast. Yes, the podcast, where we help new teachers make a big impact on student achievement data without burning out, feeling unsupported, or changing who you are. You join myself as well as a lot of other people who have experience with their first year teaching or their early years teaching just being tumultuous, and the lessons that we learned so that you can avoid making the same mistakes that we did. Check us out every Monday morning wherever you like to listen to podcasts to start your week right and end your week strong. I'll see you there. You make sure that you hold them to that expectation, right? So then you can say, what I like to do is always start with the positives. You start with the positives and point out those who are doing the thing that they are supposed to be doing. Make the desired behavior the popular behavior. So the thing that you want students to do, make sure you highlight that so that other students in the class hear it. One, it recognizes the people who are doing the right thing and rewards them publicly. And two, those who are off task are like, oh yeah, they're reminded of this is what the expectation is. It's called positive narration. So now We're talking, so students, so I would do my call and response. When I say build, you say skills, build, skills, build, skills. I love how Niall is sitting. Joelle's eyes are locked in on me, and Shakira is focused and ready to go. I'm giving 3 positive narrations right then, right there. Now, if I have people at that moment that are off task, then we start with the consequences. Consequences come second. And the consequence is just brief. It's just quick. You just give it to them and get on out of there. And you just name that person. So if I see Megan is over here talking, I'll say, Megan, the expectation of the voice level 0, that's your warning. And boom, I'm going back to class. Like, I'm not staying there. We're not having a struggle. Why are you talking? Why are you speaking right now? Do you not see me standing here? I'm not doing all of that. It's just reminding them of what the expectation is, assigning the consequence, and getting back to what it is we need to do. If everybody's good to go, then cool, we're good to go. But if we still have people off task, go back to the positive narrations. Okay? All right, Ralph is seated, silent, and ready to go. Emery is focused and locked in on me. If there's still students talking, then you go back to the consequence. All right? Then you could say, all right, Jeremy, the expectation is voice level 0, that's your warning. And then keep it moving. So the reason why you want to do that is because, again, you want to remind people of what the desired behavior is, and then you give consequences. If after that second time you do it, we still have people off task, is that time to give up? Is it time to say, oh, my students can't get it? Is it time to say these pandemic babies are different? No. Take it back to the top. Start with your attention grabbing signal again. Because we're holding them to the expectation. We're reminding them of what needs to happen. Practice makes permanent. The way that you practice something, the way that you perform, the way that you rehearse is how you're going to perform. So you do this thing over and over and over again until they actually get it. Not just until they get it, because we don't just practice until they get it right. We practice until they can't get it wrong. We practice until this thing is second nature. So we're going through it again. We give the call and response. We set the expectation. We do the positive narrations. We assign consequences. We go over and over and over until it's silent and we get it. And you know what? Eventually it happens. But maybe tomorrow they come back and they forgot. Or the next day they forgot. You know what we do? We stick with it. Why? Because we are building that habit. We're helping students understand that when I make this attention grabbing signal, this is the expectation. That's all I'm expecting of you at that moment. I'm rewarding those that are doing it. I'm consequencing those that are not. And I'm holding you to the expectation that when I stand here in this spot and give my attention grabbing signal, you are going to respond by being silent, because what I'm about to share, the information that I'm about to give you, is valuable and you need it. Do this cycle over and over again, and I guarantee you, I promise, you get to the point where it works and students are ready to go. Now, after that, you want to make sure that you give clear directions. So I might have to do a whole nother mini webinar course on that. But how do we then give clear directions so once you have their attention, they know what to do and they can do it effectively? I'll share that one next. If you found this training to be valuable, you will definitely love Impact. The reason why is because Impact is what is going to allow you to get the professional development that you need. The biggest 3 reasons that people complain about professional development is that it's boring, it's not relevant, or that it's expensive if you have to pay out of pocket. Well, with Impact, the trainings are engaging based on topics that you get to choose, and you don't have to pay for each lesson, because with the innovative subscription model, you only pay $13 a month for the month that you want access to the full library. So the 3 C's is what I like to call it. The 3 C's of Impact are courses, community, and coaching. Courses so that you get those trainings that are engaging and based on the topics that you need, and so that you can stay on top of what's going on in education. There's a new course released every single month so that you don't fall behind and you get access to the training that you need to help you continue making a big impact on the students that you reach. The community is what surrounds you. People from all across the world that are engaging in the same type of content that can help support you along the way so that you don't feel like you have to go through this on your own. So that you realize you're not the only one that's struggling. You're not the only one that's making these mistakes, but that there's people around you that can help you to support you and feel comforted and feel like you're ready to make a difference on the students that you teach. And you have the opportunity for coaching where you are guided by people like myself who have once been where you are and are currently where you eventually want to be, where we made mistakes, we've got bumps and bruises, we've done some things wrong, and we've learned from them, and ultimately we just want to help you go further faster. So since I want next school year to be your best school year, I've included the link for Impact down below, newteacherbigimpact.com/waitlist, so that you can make sure that you stay on top of your professional development needs so that next school year is your best school year. See you there.